you know, everyone has it.
Thank you.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I'm going to share my screen one.
And thank you so much, Janet, for giving so much time of yourself.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. I want you to understand this. And again, I spent all day explaining this to people. You are not the only person.
Ooh, I applaud you. I really do.
No, but I want you to know, don't feel bad because
Okay.
everyone else has the same issue, trust me.
Okay.
All right. So in question two for the midterm, we're starting out with, here's our term sheet, right? Here's our Excel. Do you see the Excel sheet? Is it showing?
It's got numbers and everything on it. It's got
what are you seeing? Do you see zeros or do you see
numbers? Zeros, all zeros.
That's all what we want. I want you to see zeros. Okay, so we're starting here. So our budget for this movie, Killing Me Softly, in the case study was mentioned to be 16 million. So we're going to put the 16 million in here.
I'm just turning on my phone.
What?
I'm just turning on my phone.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah, and that's good. Great, perfect. So it also talks about a strike price. We have to figure out what the strike price is. We're going to get there in a minute. So right now we're going to leave it at 0 to figure out, you know, what are we going to do with that later. I'm just going to zero this out. So it tells us we need to figure out our gross revenues. These are projections. These are guesses. So we are projecting that when the movie is finished, we're going to get for the US rights 30% of the budget. So that's where we are. So it's 30% of our entire budget, which is $60 million right there. And we are also estimating, projecting that from all the international rights that we're selling, we're going to get 75% of our budget.
One thing.
Yeah.
Okay. When you did that calculation, I saw that there was like division.
Yeah, I can tell you.
I didn't know that, but my husband, he was telling me that that's important to know as well.
It's not important to know. If you listen, I do Excel spreadsheet all the time. If you want to know, I can tell you the way I do it is I click on the 75, then I click on what is it called? CTRL, the one under shift.
Control.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Control, and then I click Control 8. Oh shit, wrong. I do it all the time, so I don't even know anymore.
Control 8. Okay.
Control 8, which gives me, it's wrong. Hold on a second. No, it's not Control 8. See if I do this automatically. It's Shift 8. Shift. It's not Control. Shift 8 gives me the star sign. You see over the 8 is the star sign, which basically is the multiplication sign.
Right.
So
that's what was kind of getting me a little bit too. Is that little sign, you know.
It's a dot. It's basically like a star.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That when you click that, it multiplies it. So all it does. You can also do this on your calculator or your phone. It doesn't matter if you want. If you're not very versed at Excel, you just do it by hand on your calculator. But if you are versed at Excel, that's what you're going to do. Okay. So I'm going to show you the controls so you have it. So here, what it does, it automatically sums up those two cells. Yeah. So it tells us you're going to make 4.8 million from the US rights, and you're going to make 12 million from all the international rights, and together you're going to make 16,800. That's the 16,800,000. We're projecting this is what we're going to make with the movie. Right now, this is all guesswork. We're projecting. We haven't done anything. We haven't sold a thing. This is all fantasy right now. Okay. So now we're getting in the next step, which is step 3. Now we're going to reality. Now shit's happening. The first thing that happens is we're going to actually start pre-selling some of these rights. So we're selling 35% of our budget in pre-sales. So we're selling some rights. Shit, hold on. 1 second here.
Are we reading off of this paper here? Killing Me
Yeah,
Now?
kill softly.
Oh, I don't have that one.
That's
I
it.
never,
That's
I don't, maybe it's another one.
Look at your question 2 for the midterm.
Oh, yeah, I would have to go there and get that. Yeah, I'll have to look at that one.
Yeah, that's what we're doing the midterm right now. Question 2 in the midterm. Do you want to get it real quick and I'll wait?
That's the one that they're not letting it work for me. The
Yeah.
9, there's not anything in there for me to go into because they didn't upload it. All it's telling me to do is submit, and there's nothing to do or submit. And I went round and round when.
So you don't have the entire midterm?
No, they never sent that, uploaded it.
Okay, so let me do this first before we do anything else. I'm going to send you the midterm.
Okay.
Let me see here what's going on. This is very unusual.
Yeah. That's why I wrote you the little note that said there was nothing for me to do because I couldn't get into anything.
Okay, so let me get there for you. So here I'm going to go to where's my midterm? Midterm, here's the midterm. I'm going to, do you want it as a PDF or as a Word document?
Word is better for me, but you want me to upload it as a PDF. So you could probably
It
send
doesn't matter, you can just email it to me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna download this for you.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna send this to you. Right, hold on, enable editing. Because then you have this in front of you as well. I want you to have this. File, save as midterm Marilyn.
Thank you.
No worries. Okay, desktop Marilyn. All right, so I'm going to send this to you now. Inbox, email. Okay, you have that.
Okay.
And I'm going to send you this calculation that we're doing it together right now when we're done. So you just attach that as well. Send me both back. Okay.
Okay.
So if it comes in and you can, do you want to look at it or do you want me to just walk you through it?
I'm probably just going to get more on, scattered right now because I'm trying to focus on a simplicity with how you're telling me, and then I could work it. I could work it too, though. That would be better if I input it, maybe.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk you through this, and then I'm going to send you this as a template.
Okay.
And then it's all zeros. So you would look at this recording and then you do it yourself. Does that work?
That works.
That's what we're going to do. So we got stuck at, here's where we are. We're now again reality. So in the beginning we did all guessing how much money will we hopefully be making, and we're like, okay, great, we'll hopefully be making with this movie $60,800,000. Now we're starting reality. We're starting to sell some rights. We're going out there and we're selling distribution rights. And in this case, we're selling 35% of the budget in distribution rights. So we're going to end up with pre-sales of $5.6 million right there. Now, when we have this distribution rights, the distributors always pay 20% or a down payment upfront, and then they pay the rest when we deliver the movie. In this case, it's 20%, and the 20% is 20% of $5,600,000 because that's what we're selling.
Okay.
Right? So we sold the distributor $5,600,000. They're giving us off that 20%, which is $1,120,000. The sales agent says, you are making money. You're making $1,120,000 right now that they're paying you. I want my money. I want my sales fee. So they're charging us 16% of the $1,120,000. So we're paying that. So we are left with $940,800 as our first little bunch of money to finance our movie. That's the first money we're getting. So far, so good?
Yes.
Great. So the bank, I'm going to zero this out, so we're not going to.
And that's coming from pre-production.
That's coming from pre-sales.
Pre-sales, right.
Correct. So these are the first rights that we're selling to the distributors. We have a German buyer. We have a German network that buys rights. We have a French network that buys some rights. And we have a English studio that buys some rights. I'm just making these up. And altogether they buy rights. And altogether it's worth $5.6 million in pre-sold rights. They're just called pre-sales. They're basically sales. But they're called pre-sales because we're selling them before we're making the movie, rather than after we're making the movie, which is when there would be sales.
I see.
Right? So they're paying us 20% upfront. We're still going to get the rest later. So the bank looks at these pre-sale contracts. These are distribution agreements. These are actual agreements, and says, these agreements are worth money. I'm going to give you a loan for these. And then the bank says, I'm not going to give you a 100% loan. I'm only going to give you a 90% loan. They are discounting these contracts. So we're only getting 90% of 5,650,000 from the bank, which is 5,040,000. We also have to remember that we already got paid partial payment on those pre-sales, which was the down payment. So we have to tell the bank, we already got 1,120,000. Thank you very much. So the bank will deduct this. So our loan amount now is 3,920,000 because we deducted the down payment because we already received it. The bank will charge us an interest on that, of course. So we're left with $3,724,000 for our pre-sale contracts as a loan. Great. So now we have to figure out, we also want a gap loan. How do we get there? The bank will look at our collateral. Collateral is how much rights do we still have left after we sold the pre-sales. How do we get there? We're taking all our rights, which was the 12 million that we are estimating to get. We're deducting the actual rights that we have just now pre-sold, and we are left with the rights that we still can sell, which is 6,400,000. Very simple. We take all the rights, we deduct the rights that we have sold, we are left with the rights that we still have left to sell. The bank will looks at this rights and says, of that, I'm only going to give you a loan of half. Half is 3,220,000. That's all we're getting. So we're going to do a little check because we want to make sure that our budget cap of 20% is applicable, because the bank will never give us more than 20% of the budget as a gap loan. Never, ever, ever. So we're checking and saying, is our cap actually 20%? So we're going to look, how much is 20% of the budget? We're going to run a little check. And guess what? It's the same amount. Yay. So we're going to get a loan. The bank will say, I want my interest. I want 9% of that as an interest. So they're going to deduct 9% of 3.2 million. They're also telling us we're going to charge you a loan fee in this question, and the loan fee was $50,000. It's actually told in the question, so we have to deduct that as well because we're going to have to pay. So now we're thinking, okay, what are we left with? We're left with the gap loan minus the interest minus the loan fee. We're left with 2,862,000 for the gap loan. So if I then put the gap loan and the pre-sale loan together, I get 6,586,000 that I can use to finance my movie.
Okay.
I'm also going to remember my gross bank loan here, because that's the one that includes the interest fees that I have to pay later when I go to the recoupment, when I pay everything back. This is the amount I have to pay back because it includes my interest. The 7,120,000 includes my interest. The 6,586,000, they deducted the interest, but I have to pay the interest, so I'm paying it later when I recoup, right? So I'm going to make this red so I remember. We're going to deal with this a little later because this is strike price. The crowdsourcing, we are told we're going to get crowdsourcing of $250,000. So we're going to just put that in. This is given to us in the assumptions. We are also told in the assumptions that our crowdfunding is also $250,000. And we're paying an admin fee of 20% of that. So we're deducting this. So we're left with $187,500 after we pay the admin fee for the crowdfunding. We are told that we're going to get a music investment of $120,000, which is going to pay for the music budget. I'm actually going to make this orange, and I'm going to make this orange in the crowdsourcing orange in a minute. I'm going to tell you what that is. The crowdsourcing is when people tell you, I'm going to work on your project and I'm going to work for free. And these people are people that you had budgeted. You budgeted a costume designer. The costume designer says, I'm going to work for free. You budgeted a cameraman. The cameraman says, I'm going to work for you for free. That's what crowdsourcing is. So these are in-kind services that you have budgeted that you now not have to pay. So basically, it's shit you get for free. Just remember that. Now, if you get stuff for free that you don't have to pay, you're going to deduct it because you're not going to have to pay it. So I'm going to deduct it. I'm going to take my budget. I'm going to take out the stuff that I get for free. And that's how I get my strike price, which is $15,630,000. That's my strike price. Because that's the price that I actually have to cover. That's the money that I actually have to raise, the cash that I need to pay for my production. Now, the production incentive is a tax credit, and the tax credit is driven only by what you're actually spending. So that would be 25% of the strike price, because that is all I am spending. That's how we calculate our production incentive. We're paying a fee to the incentive lender because we want someone to loan us the incentive up front. They also tell us that they're going to have an executive producer fee of $10,000 that they want. And they want us to pay a legal fee of $10,000 as well. This is in the assumption. You're going to see it in the question. So now, the next thing we have to look at is branding. The brand integration, we are told, is going to be $500,000. So we're just going to put that in. And we're going to pay our advertising agency their fee of $125,000. So we're left with $375,000 that we can use. The mezzanine lender is giving us 10% of the actual production expenses. The actual production expenses is our strike price. That's why that is $1,563,000. He's going to charge us a 15% interest, so we're going to have to put that down. And he also is going to charge us a fee of $50,000 per the assumption. So we have to put that in as well. So we're left with $1,278,000. So if I put all the monies that I have received together in order to see how much money do I have to reach my strike price, I have to add $2,960,775 from the equity investor. And then I'm reaching my strike price. And I can cover my budget. That's how we're financing this. So now we have financed a movie, and now we can go into production, and now we finish our movie. Now it's time to repay people. Now it's time to pay people back. Now it's time to pay the expenses. So we're now going into the recoupment column. So again, here, it's populated already. We have the money that we get from the US rights, which was 4.8. So we're now getting that because we're now selling the movie. We're also now delivering the movie, and we're also selling it to the people that we still could sell it to. So we're putting in our $12 million that we had estimated to get back from international. So altogether, we are at our $16,800,000, which we had projected we would be getting. We are deducting our down payment because we got that already and we used it. And we are left with $15,680,000 in revenues, right? So we now have to pay people. Here are our expenses that we are summing up. We have a collection agent that gets 1% of whatever lands in the collection agreement, in the collection account, which is $15,680,000, and 1% of that is $156,800. So collection agent is paid. We're paying our bank loan back, which was 7,120,000. Bank loan is paid. We're paying our sales fee, which is 16% of our money that we still that he sold. 16% of everything, because the sales agent also sold domestic. He sold everything per our assumptions in the question. So this is our sales fee. We're paying our mezzanine back. The mezzanine also wanted a premium of 5% per the assumption. So we're paying that back. We're paying the equity investor back. The equity also gets a premium of 20%, as it says in the assumption. So all our expenses come up to 14,979,680. So we're left with, when we take 15,680, we're deducting 14,975, we're left with 700,300. Hold on, let's show that it's correct. I want to make sure I'm not making a mistake. Actually, I did make a mistake. Something is not right, because something is not right. Hold on a second. No one leaves the room. There's something not right. What did I miss? Hold on a second. I'm gonna run this because this is the wrong amount. This is the right amount. This is the right amount. This is the right amount. This is the wrong amount. Oh, I missed something. This EP fee is actually $15,000. I had a typo in here. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Happens. So now we're back. So now we're back to net revenues. This is what we're left with. And now we're sharing the goodies with everyone that is profit participating with us. We have the equity investor. They get half of the amount that they finance in relation to the budget. Remember here, they gave us 18.97% of the budget. Half of that is 9.49%. That's what they get in profit participation, because they always get half of what they're investing.
Okay.
We're going to pay the mezzanine investor 5% because the assumption said in the question, mezzanine gets 5% of backend. Okay, the question said crowdfunders and crowdsourcers get each 2%. Okay, the question said the director gets 5% and the cast gets 5%. Okay, so we're paying everyone here their profit participation. And we are left with 496,525. That's what we're left with. That is the answer you're going to get when you do this again. And I'm now going to save this. I'm going to save this for you again with the zeros. And then I'm going to make zeros everywhere. So you know how to work this, okay?
I wrote down 4,000, I'm sorry, 496.
Yeah, the answer is 496,525 and 98 cents.
Okay.
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 So I'm going to make these zeros, and then you're going to do this on your own when you are having a quiet moment and get to do this. I'm going to save this as question to Temp Marilyn. So I'm going to send this to you
Thank you.
now. So we have that. So browse desktop.
And you want me to send it to not as a PDF, just send it straight to your email.
Back. Just go to, you have the Word document with the regular question for the midterms. Just scribble on or make it, just whatever, scribble the answer, because they're all multiple choice. There's 3 essay questions that you need to answer. You can do that in the Word document. And then what you can do, you can just make the right answer in the multiple choice, just make it bold or make it a different color. Because you have a Word document, you can do that, right? And then you send that back to me.
Okay.
Let me see here. So remember that the answers for the midterm, a lot of the answers You read the summaries of the modules.
Okay.
If you don't know an answer, just go to the module and read the summary. And then just refresh your memory and you're going to see the answer is very easily found in the summary.
That's what I started doing, going to the summary.
Yeah, and that's very good because I summarize for purpose and most of my questions are driving from the summary. So it's easier for people to remember.
Yeah.
So I'll send this to you now. Marilyn, where do I have you? I'll just write in your email. Marilyn, Nana.
I know I should be able to do this. That's the
Oh
thing.
yes, you will be able to do this. Midterm question 2 template. Okay, so I'm going to send you the copy, paste. I'm going to send you your template. There we go. And then you're basically just going to repeat the steps that we just did today. And you're going to see the other like assignment 8 and assignment 9, you're going to have an easier time doing them because it all will come back. You're like, oh, hold on, it's the same than this, it's the same than that. And if you get stuck, we're just going to go through it together. Yeah?
Yeah.
So let me stop my share and then stop the recording. How does that work? Hold on.